That's right. It's the morning show right here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live TV audience over there at KVVB TV, Channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, YouTube Live, Roku TV, Apple TV, and Alexa. Go check it out. Joining us right now is Paul Long over there at Kappa Studios, doing some pretty amazing things, including a feature film coming out very soon. It's called Selfie Dad. Paul, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, but I understand Selfie Dad is all the rage, quite literally everywhere, as you're releasing this basically around the world online. Is that true?
Yeah, it is. And something really very exciting happened. You know, who would have thought a pandemic would be better for us? And in certain ways, it actually kind of worked out that way. We started out being on track to go out in theater for a nationwide release. And when that was stopped through the COVID, I heard somebody calling it the COVIDs. We got the COVIDs. You know, once we got hit by the COVIDs, we had to make other plans. But it really worked out where our audience probably grew maybe 50 times our audience capability. And I mean, imagine that. And so, yes, it's around the world as opposed to just in USA. And we're going out on Row 8, which is an incredible platform. They've had basically every big film, including Trolls, which is the one that was in the theater just like us, got bumped out, and they had a good payday there for that. And the show went well. And so Row 8 is where we're going to be going out, as well as every other platform around the world.
Okay, well, what I want to do is show our viewers specifically tuning in right now the clip or the trailer of this movie. Do you want to introduce it?
Yeah, sure. This particular clip is our kind of official trailer that talks about this family and what they are. You've got Ben Marcus and Jesse, our husband and wife that have been married. They're having a little bit of trouble. This particular film is his struggles, and he's trying to be somebody. He wants to make a way for himself. He wants to try to control his destiny and do things. He wants to relive the glory days of him doing comedy and all that kind of stuff. And so through that, he's really kind of ignored his family. He's ignored the children. And when things blow up, he goes viral. Some exciting stuff happens for him, and it causes him to turn his heart away from his family and his kids. And so basically this story, if I had to sum it up in a sentence, it's read the Bible, change your life. And that's the story of his life. The Bible's introduced to him. He starts to really get there, and it starts changing the way he sees the world and thinking about things and the world around him. And in the movie itself, he's very self-centered. He's just focused on himself. That's his idol of choice. And we all have idols. Everybody's idolizing something in their life, and it takes your eyes away from God. So I feel strongly that this message will cause people to ask that question themselves, like, what am I living for? And how am I living? Is it simply and only making a living, running around doing work and then going home and maybe have a vacation once in a year? You know, is that all this is about? And it seems very monochromatic when you look at that compared to what we're offering. And that this movie offers hope to people that maybe really could use it right now more than ever.
Okay, let's check it out right here.
My name is Ben Marcus. Somehow I found myself as the main editor of a reality TV show called
Rosie's Roses.
You made me look like a moron, for heaven's sake.
I used to be a comic. That's where my heart is.
Dude, why are you out there running with it?
No way, man. I got a family.
Can you help out around the house? Jack needs help with his math homework.
I'll fix the toilet. You're watching a video. That's not math.
This guy is funny. He has to be. He's a millionaire.
Millionaire?
He needs a patient.
What? And this is my very first video. I got 2 atheist friends. Every time I'm around them, I sneeze just to see what they're gonna say.
Never knew you were that funny.
The nominees this year are...
I feel like I'm doing this all on my own.
Have you ever seen the movie War Room?
I don't really like Christian films.
Where you been?
Your daughter's play.
This is my first time. In like 20 years, I finally get to do something I love.
For once in your life, have some balance.
I don't even know where I got off track.
What if it's a test? What if you dove deeper into the Bible than you ever have before?
I can't afford to be sitting around reading the Bible.
You can't afford not to read the Bible.
It's got awkward.
A little bit, yeah.
I felt it. There's no way way I can ask you to be a better daughter if I'm not willing to be a better father. And I am.
God can do incredible things.
Some of these things I just can't fix without some sort of direction. And I'm finding it right here in the Bible. I'm Selfie Dad. I thought it was the police. It's the brolies. We gonna be.
Some pretty big faces in that particular trailer. Look, I understand, of course, having Michael Jr. as the lead there. What was the choice in having Michael Jr. as Selfie Dad himself? Because he definitely brought a lot of range to that character.
Well, you know, this that's funny you'd ask. This particular character started out as a short Jewish guy from Brooklyn. And it sounds like a punchline on a joke, but it really isn't. It was written by Brad, who is a writer-director, and he visualized it for his life or someone like him. So we started casting that way. And then as we got into it, we started thinking, wait a minute, why don't we have a more racially diverse cast? And why don't we integrate some people together in ways that might be more interesting and more consistent with the way families look nowadays, you know, which is great. And so we did that. We found Dahlia, who's a lovely Latino gal, and she came in to add sort of a fiery dimension to the film. And just great. She's classically trained. She's also a producer. I mean, she does it all. She's incredible talent. And so those two together were just magic. And Michael, we were contacting Michael, and we had agents. Everybody was contacting Michael. He told me later, it's like, all these calls, what's with all the calls? You're calling me left, right, center. You know? But we just felt, once we got hooked up on him, I found a clip of him one night late. And I called Brad and said, man, this guy's awesome. He goes, Paul, I've been looking at him for 2 weeks. So we were we're just right in there. Yeah. So it was really a neat thing. But by God's grace, I think the Lord brought that person. And really right down the line, Johnny Picard is incredible talent. He just makes it work. We wanted to flip the script and kind of change the paradigm a little bit. The way we're set up, your usual story like this, you have the older man mentoring the younger man. Yay. And that's fine. That's awesome. But this time we said, what if we have a young guy that's just so on fire that he just loves God, and he's just osmotically changing this guy's life. He's not up in his grill. He's just living it and loving him and being there. And then when everything hits the griddle and everything goes upside down, he calls Mickey. He calls that guy. So that casting, I know Brad walked out of the casting room that day and said, I don't have a plan B. There's your guy right there. So, I mean, we knew it. And so that was that way. Same for Shelby. Shelby was incredible. Her career is really blowing up now. She's on Bunked, which is a show that I think is pretty popular on Disney.
Oh yeah,
and she's done a little bit of film work. And she's lovely. She's in I think starting the season 2 or 3, and it's just dominating that thing. So she's great, a lot of fun, and of course Shonda Pierce is sort of the queen of comedy. She's sold more DVDs, comedy DVDs, than any of the comedians, the comedians combined. You put them all together. She has a huge following and has done several films of her own and is really quite popular. So we put those together. She's the boss.
Well, and Paul, I want to kind of take this conversation in a direction that I know you've been very, let's just say what it is, proud about. For example, a lot of studios will take on a variety of films, but you made a personal choice to take your own studio and your own, and for those that don't know, you do all post-production for both film and television, which, funny enough, I saw little segments in there and I go, oh, that's Kappa Studios. Like right now we're in Kappa Studios in your own studio. But why did you make the choice personally to make not only family-friendly choices of film and or, of course, faith-based?
Well, yeah, that's a story that's kind of near and dear to my heart because it was a change in my life that was really far-reaching. And it started, I'd say, probably 5 years ago. We really started getting more and more convicted with the kinds of work I was putting my hand to. And as you rightly said, we were a post-production service provider. So we're working for all the directors, producers, all those groups all around the television, film, whatever you got. So we were there trying to make a living, do our stuff. And I came to a place of just being more and more convicted. And, when you come to faith in Christ, the Spirit of God indwells you. And when that happens, things change. And the things you don't think are a problem, suddenly you may start going, you start to get a little bit of a pang, And so what I noticed is that was just conviction upon me, like kind of making me uncomfortable with some of the things. And I'd always told myself, hey, I got to pay payroll. I got costs. We got to make money. Yeah. But what I was realizing, I was controlling the business myself instead of letting God do it. And so my wife and I came to a place where we said, you know what? If this thing goes out of business or stays in business, it's going to be God. I'm not going to fight it anymore. We're going to do the stuff we know we should be doing, and we're going that way. And then on top of that, Brad came on board to help me write and direct and create stuff. So I have an interest in creating product, always have, never had the ability because there's just no time. And bringing Brad on board, and he's a strong believer. We have he's like a brother to me in terms of our faith and stuff. There's no arguments. We're all together. And so we're just cranking out stuff. We've got a TV show for teen girls that we're putting together. We got another thing called World Race. We're traveling 11 months. We have kids travel 11 countries, 11 months, all the way around the world. And it's the Peace Corps actually meets the Great Commission meets road rules. It's this kind of crazy thing where they travel all around. And so anyhow, we have all these projects we've been developing. And those projects are a direct outgrowth of my obedience, just saying, God, I'm just going to let you do it. I can't do it anymore. So yeah, that's how it happened. And for better or for worse, that's where we're at. And it's been a lot better. I'll tell you what.
Well, look, I appreciate you. I appreciate what you're doing over there. We need more inspirational films in the sphere of things that we're all finding ourselves in. Definitely need hope, need something to look forward to. And as a family man, literally like overnight, you knew me when I was very single, right? And I had like all the time to spare. Now I realize what it's like to be you with the family and try to make everything go from nothing to something. But look, I appreciate you. I hope we can have you back to talk about some of your other features. But for right now, what is it people need to do? Go check it out. Of course, Selfie Dad. What do they need to do right this minute now that they went and had a chance to have and see this interview?
Okay, so June 19th is Father's Day weekend. So it starts on June 19th. Have a Father's Day family night. Go on row 8, order up Selfie Dad, click in there and get it. It'll be right there for you, and just watch it. It's as simple as that. And you can also go to our website, www.selfiedadmovie.com. www.selfiedadmovie.com. And also the other thing too, I'll say quickly, is we have 2 books. So once people watch the movie, if they want to really get involved and think, okay, I've seen this film, what do I do now? We have one on how to read the Bible. It's a 4-week study that people can do. And there's another one, how to read the Bible to your children. And this is what I want every father to do with their children. I want them to start reading the Word of God to them. And that's what's getting me out of bed. That's how I do it.
All right, perfect. Well, again, everybody over at Kappa Studios, tell them I said hi. Paul, obviously, we're going to have to break bread sometime soon. But for the rest of you, go check it out. Selfie Dad. Go check it out. I'm going to send it with a link on my social media. Make sure to find me, Aaron Michael Sanchez, on all platforms. And if you want to retweet, reshare, and get the word out, help us out, help Paul out, make, of course, more great films for everybody. Right, Paul?
Yep, you bet. Thank you, brother.
All right, so there we go. We have to take a quick break. When we come back, we got more right after these messages. Stay tuned.